Welcome to today's session where we will be focusing on answering some language use questions that will prepare you for an exam. We will try and recognize possible ways to answer some language use questions in your exam. We will focus mainly on answering these sample questions by using context clues and parts of speech. Note, it's important to know that we will deal with some skills only that you may use when answering questions in the language use section. So, using context clues, we can use context clues to answer language use questions in the exam. You can either have immediate context, and that's using other words in a sentence to identify the meaning of the main word. We can also use prefix, suffix, or root words to help us guess the context of the word and also its meaning. For example, disadvantage, we have dis, which is the prefix. For careful, we have ful, full, which is the suffix. And also for nationality, that which will help us understand the meaning of nationality is nat, N-A-T, which is the root word of nationality. And thirdly, we can use a wider context, and that is if you have a question where you have a paragraph, so you can use other sentences in the paragraph to guess the meaning of the word in question. Immediate context, and that is using other words in the sentence to help understand the main word that the question is related to. So for example here, although the company's product was popular, its high costs in the form of salaries put it in a disadvantageous position. We want to find out the meaning of the word disadvantageous. So we know it is probably an adjective because it comes before a noun position, and adjectives usually come before nouns. As it relates to the prefix, suffix, or root words, we know that it is probably negative because it has a negative prefix, dis, disadvantageous. And also it is an adjective. We know it is an adjective. Why? Because it ends in ous, and ous also is from the signs of an adjective. And finally, it is probably opposite to the root of the word advantage. So disadvantageous, the root of the word is advantage. So we know that it is probably opposite to advantage, especially when we have the prefix dis. So we know generally that it is probably a meaning that is bad. The wider context, and that is using other sentences in the paragraph. So we have, for example, this paragraph here. The company did not make much money. They could not pay employees and staff members. This put it in a disadvantageous position. This was one of the main reasons why the company folded. This put all 200 of its employees out of work. We want to know the meaning of the word folded. So let's start. We can say it is probably negative because it is the result of the company's disadvantageous, which means bad, position. So disadvantageous is a key word here to understand the meaning of folded. And also we can say it resulted in all of the company's employees being out of work. They don't have any jobs now. So therefore, this gives us a negative meaning, and something has happened to the company which made the employees lose their jobs. Employees out of work is key in understanding the meaning of folded. So we know also through the general context of the paragraph that the meaning is stopped. So folded is stopped. Okay, let's look at this sentence now. It was a joyful celebration. Everyone was very happy. We want to know the meaning of the word joyful. So we say, what part of speech are we looking for here? Do we need a noun, a verb, an adjective, or an adverb? This is called the part of speech. So we have a, which is an article, and we have celebration, which is a noun. And usually between an article and celebration here, which is a noun, we will find an adjective. So joyful is an adjective. So the part of speech here is that it is an adjective. After that, we look for the keywords. What are the keywords to help us understand the meaning of this adjective? Well, the keywords are happy and celebration. So we have these two words, celebration and happy. These words allow us to understand the meaning of joyful. Choose the best meaning for the word in bold. Principles. My father is a person with strong principles. He is always honest and respectful. So we have to find the closest meaning to principles, which is in bold, from the choices here. A, B, C, and D. Leadership, values, intelligence, and ownership. Keywords here are honest and respectful. And from the words we have here as choices, the closest meaning to honesty and respectfulness we can say is, of course, values. So the closest meaning to principles here is values through context. Choose the best meaning for the word in bold, consumed. Trying the new recipe consumed many hours of my day. So we have to choose from A, B, C, and D that we have here and see which one is closest to the meaning of consumed. Okay, so we have trying, so it has to be connected to this. I think this is a key word. And also many hours. So we have a choice, I think, from use up something and destroy. I believe the answer is either B or D. Of course, the answer is D, because many hours is to do with time, and we use up time. We do not really essentially destroy time. So the answer is D, use up something.